because, look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. We put a bow on week 14 in the NFL and look back at the Cardinals-Patriots big Monday Night Football. Suns are injured and struggling. Let's get the latest. And the Coyotes continue to play hard. Major League Baseball trades and signings and more. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event, Monday through Friday, noon to 2 p.m. here on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Good news for men. Studies are showing certain jewelry can save the day with your sweetie. For example,
you forgot my birthday?
Here, this is for you.
Wow. Better late than never.
It even changes their minds.
I'm leaving you.
Here, this is for you.
I'm staying.
But this amazing jewelry can only be found at select jewelers.
Diamond Gems Jewelry, family owned and trusted with expert watch and jewelry repair. Buy, sell, or trade up. Free appraisals. Diamond Gems Jewelry, Arizona's most huggable jeweler, with Uptown Phoenix and Westside locations.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room there, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Yeah, just before the show, we heard that legal ID, and I shouted out, just having some fun, I'm sexually transmitting in here, forgetting that my wife has people downstairs. And she has told me I can be clearly heard all the way across the house and downstairs. So just have to maybe send a note to the pastor later. 888-368-1580. All right. So here's the deal. A lot of football happened. Not as much football as normal because it was Bye-mageddon. That's right. A lot of teams on bye weeks, my Colts included. I'm okay with that. But we have so much football to talk about. We have a big steaming, heaping pile of football to talk about. But before we get into that, I want to start with this. Hell is wrong with our Phoenix Suns, man. I blinked my eyes, and all of a sudden, they've lost 4 games in a row, twice in a row to the Pelicans. It was a close one because it was overtime and all that stuff. But what's going on, man?
Yeah, I think it's healthy for the Suns to have a losing streak like this. It shows them that they're real, and it shows them that they are fallible, and it helps them adjust. Just like when the Eagles, remember when the Eagles were the undefeated? I said, this team needs to have a defeat. They need to know they are fallible, and this will help them. I think the Suns need to know they're fallible. And, last time they played the Pelicans last night, it was a closer game than the other night. We don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about last night where it had to go to overtime for this game to be settled. So,
but it all matters. And one game, you're not fallible. 4 games in a row, I'm a little concerned. I mean, I get it. Booker had a little hamstring tightness and whatever. I mean, we can find excuses if you wanna, but I'm looking at this thinking, maybe we're not as good as we thought we were. Maybe Maybe we're good. We're just not as good as we thought we were.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
not worried. Not worried about it. Keon, you worried about it?
I'm a little worried for just
Ah!
but for a couple of reasons. Not the sky's not falling. Okay, the suns don't suddenly stink. I'm not.
I didn't
you know.
say that. I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I just said a little worried.
And I'm where Jeffrey's at. I'm a little concerned. I think that this team needs another guy on one side of the ball or the other. Either somebody else to help on defense or somebody else who's going to add, in the scoring, because it can't just be Ayton and Booker all the time. Like you need a third guy, and Chris Paul, he'll give you that some nights, but he can't give you that every single night like he used to, clearly, because they're I think the first Pelicans game, I think he scored 4 points. It's come and go with him as far as that game is concerned. I also am a little concerned about the team struggling against a specific kind of guy, which is a guy that's he's physically imposing.
How many Zion Williams types of guys are there? There's Zion Williams. There's Luka Doncic. There's what the other guy?
There's Giannis.
Yeah,
and then I would put Tatum in that group just because of his size and scoring
on.
ability. And I'm saying, if you look at the losing streak, that's the guys they played.
This is the regular season, guys. This is not the real season.
Hold on a second. If you're going to put that on that, don't you then put that on the doorstep of DeAndre Ayton, who's supposed to be the guy who handles that sort of business?
Yeah,
Well, the thing is, those guys play the kind of forward position. So Ayton handles it sometimes when they come right at the basket. But I mean, Tatum's a shooter. Luka's a shooter. Those guys can make their own shot in space. And I think when they play Zion at the point, Ayton can't really guard him. And they played him a lot at the point. So I just that is a concern that I have. And look, maybe the solution is Cam Johnson comes back and he's healthy again. Like maybe he gives them that boost on offense, that extra guy that they need. I'm not saying they need to make a trade or shake anything up. I think that not having Cam really hurts this team at this particular juncture, because they need those extra buckets, especially in a game like last night where Booker's not there and he just don't have it.
You got to learn to win missing people. I don't want to become the street clothes Suns. Okay. So somebody got to figure something out. That's all I'm going to say. It was just a little disheartening to take a look and see 4 losses in a row. I get a game or two here and there, a couple of them, but holy crap. Big Kev says, in a span of 3 hours yesterday, I became the happiest camper in the world that TB12 unretired and got to take that throttling he took at the handles of my 49ers yesterday. Go Niners. Okay. That was it. Just that's the only reason you're the happiest camper in the world, is that the 49ers are able to beat an old man. Okay. Hey, you get your victories where you can, pal. I mean, I hear you. Tom Brady fan forever. The Berg says, go Pats, suck it, Boogie, fire Big George. And Keon, sorry you missed the Premier League playoffs again. That was just cold. Why do you got to do that, Berg? Are you in? I can't even remember if Berg is in.
I think Berg is in.
Oh crap!
Berg is getting rocked, I think, this week. But he
might find himself on the out. I don't know where you're going to end up if you lose this game to Moist One, Berg. I got to tell you, I had a tough game against Baby Got Dak, and if I win this, I get to say I am undefeated against all women this year. And now you think, well, that's just Jeffrey being sexist. No, the women are good. Baby Got Dak ran through her league last year to get into the Premier League. She is very good at the fantasy football. She's had a bad string of luck, kind of like Rosalie has. But I tell you, all the respect in the world for both these gals.
And Baby Got Dak is somebody that she started off slow. I think she was like 0-4 to start. The fact that she's 6-7 is a testament to how good she is at fantasy football, because she came all the way back. I mean, she's having a good second half of the season.
The only thing that is between her and I is 27 points right now, 27 and a half points, 28 points to win. And she's got James Conner sitting there. If he has a career night tonight and gets 28 points, I will lose this game. Now, so far, the highest he's ever had was against the Chargers in week 12 with 24 points. So I'm feeling okay about my chances, but this is the kind of year that anything could happen. So don't worry, Randy. Even if you lose your game this week, you are in the playoffs. You are solidly in the playoffs, my friend.
Not worried.
Well, I mean, after this year, can you stop boo-hooing about how bad you are at fantasy football?
Never.
Okay, if that's your go-to, and it works like like a lucky pair of underwear or something.
Well, I mean, no, I listen. I had the 12th pick. I've done okay. I
Look at you for that. Yeah.
I feel okay. But listen, this is the time of the season. I just you fall to the bottom. I've had a couple of weeks where I got some wins, but the rest of the time it's gonna be glug glug glug. It's the way it is.
You're second. You are second in the league. You glugged upwards.
Yeah,
upwards. Like
Keon, just
you're like in the Dead
my,
Sea.
Watch my sinking.
Rick,
show.
the playoffs are next week. You're
There's
going
no
to.
more
You are.
sinking.
You are
You're in.
in. You're in, man.
All right.
Rosalie, fantasy girl Rosalie, she got 190 points so far against Last Optimist. And so he was going to lose anyway. But then I got a little mad. But this is the Premier League, man. And he had Matt Ryan in there as his quarterback, and the Colts were on a bye. So he didn't even make an effort to go get a different quarterback. So I'm a little bit grumpy about that because I feel like he just gave it to her. I mean, in hindsight, it wouldn't have mattered, but that did bug me when people don't update their lineup. Oh, that does aggravate me. Anyways, but like I said, Rosalie is going to be in the playoffs. I should be in the playoffs. Randy's in the playoffs. Keon will,
I think, just miss it. Just miss it.
You'll do play-by-play.
I think I'm ninth. I will just miss it. If I could have won any of the last 3 games that I played before this, and this week I was expecting to lose, and of course, so naturally I win. That's how that goes. It's just fantasy football.
If I go into the playoffs in second place, and if I finish this game off, I then now I'm a waiver wire god. I have had all my best players for the most part hurt and injured, and everything good that happened this weekend. Waiver wire, DJ Chark, Zay Jones, Jared Goff, Miles Sanders, all of those things were waiver wire pickups. So, I'm feeling pretty proud of myself for that. But listen, I don't expect to win the league because I feel like my luck on the waiver wire stuff is going to run out. You know what I'm saying? And boy, box of playoffs or whatever he's calling himself this week. I forget who's
Box of
Screws.
Yeah.
That dude came in talking a lot of crap, and
my ass twice. Yeah,
he brought it.
He backed it up.
Absolutely
10-3.
right.
It's by far, at least for regular season, the best player in the Premier League so far.
Tip of the cap to him. All right, I don't want to talk about the Suns anymore. I just, I'm going to go with what Randy's saying. It's nothing to worry about. They'll be okay. They'll figure it out. And listen, have faith in your coach. I mean, he sees the same stuff that we're seeing. He'll make adjustments. Monty's a good coach. I'm just going to let it go and try not to be too upset about that.
I feel like there's a pretty big trade coming for the Phoenix Suns.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah,
and what trade helps this because Monty's not doing anything unless he had.
Over the last 4 games, I think we've seen the flaw in the Suns. That's perimeter defense, perimeter shooting, and with Booker hurt and CP3 kind of. Okay, he's playing, but is he 100%? I don't think so. I think there'll be a move. And there's been some moves. Keon, back me up on that. Mikal Bridges has been on the trading block. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I mean, there have been some things out there talked about. I have a feeling something's going to happen pretty soon.
And don't forget, Jay Crowder's still dangling out there. He's not playing, but he's still a trade piece that someone's going to need a 3-and-D player. And then at that point, you can move Jay Crowder. And I do think that not having what Jay Crowder gave you, at least defensively, is part of the issue. So at least you go back, you trade him, presumably you get back somebody you can actually play on. And again, to give you some help on one side of the ball or the other. So there's going to be reinforcements.
Big Kev says, could there be a special blender cast of the Monday Night Football game tonight? Or could the Fanatic agree to a 1-game contract with the Patriots Radio Network, just to rival that other station tonight?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be the only way. What Kev knows his stuff. You're a little bit too close to this to even make that sort of suggestion. So I got to think maybe you've got experience in media. You are correct. The only way we could air the game is if we were the Patriots home station or we had a 1-night contract. Really not probably ever going to happen. No.
The temporary home of the New England Patriots.
The other thing about a blender cast is because here's the thing, man. We're already going to be putting 3 hours in, and after that, you want to do the Mystery Science Theater version of the blender watching a game, you got the Manning brothers tonight for that. So, although they ain't been that good lately, have they? A little bit boring, a little bit sleepy. I don't know.
I think that I'm starting to realize why it is that no one could ever lock Peyton into an actual play-by-play contract. I really think that at a certain point, he doesn't want to have to do this every week. Like, it just doesn't seem like it's something he's interested in doing full time.
It's just another thing that Peyton Manning and I have in common. 888-368-1580. Hook'em Hottie says, if I'd found the station sooner, I'd have been in your league too. Only found you guys because of NASCAR coverage. Well, we're glad to have you, Hook'em Hottie. And here's the thing. As long as we don't get fired, you can be one of our Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues next year. It's a lot of fun. And we just got back to having our live draft party. So I'm sure we'll do that again next August. So, stay tuned. As long as we're around, you can join.
You're
If
welcome
not,
to participate. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what'll happen. Let's see. Boogie says, Donnie, if he has a right, nobody else has a right. Boogie does have a right. Detroit Lions, they are actually doing better than expected, and they have improved, and they did. They fair and square beat them Vikings, man.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Boogie, you absolutely have permission to crow, except for I still can't get behind the Lions are going to the Super Bowl thing because, no.
The Lions, ladies and gentlemen, are in the hunt for the playoffs. Don't say it too loud.
But here's the thing. So are the Cardinals. Okay. So are the Colts. So are the Colts.
The Lions have a better record than the Cardinals do right now.
But from where the Lions started, if we're also going to take into account who's done more for me lately.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Lions lately have been
4-1 in their last.
Jared Goff is winning my fantasy football for me this week, man.
Yeah,
I got
42 points. Like, oh my God. Yeah.
So, listen, respect to Dan Campbell, respect to the Lions for what they were able to do here these last bunch of games. I wouldn't count out the Vikings just yet, but yesterday the better team won, and that was just the way it was. We'll see if there's a game between these two teams again anytime soon. We'll see what happens, but you got to give all the credit in the world to the Lions. They're firing on all cylinders. Big George says Randy is taking the head in the sand approach with the Phoenix Suns, but there are some glaring issues with this team. It's not Monty's fault, but I think DeAndre Ayton is underperforming and Chris Paul is old. Okay, half of what you just said is true. Chris Paul is old. But DeAndre Ayton has stepped up. Are you kidding me? Last night he had 28 points and 12 rebounds. How much more performing do you want from him, George? I used to say those things. I used to say those things that you are saying now. But guess what was happening when I said them? He was underperforming. And I even took a lot of heat for that because other people didn't agree with me. Now I'm looking at what he's doing. No, he's performing. He's doing his part, what he's supposed to do. There are moments that I'm like, come on, man, be a little more aggressive at that rim. But outside of that, DeAndre Ayton he's finally really coming into fruition as the player you wanted him to be. He's only still missing a little bit of that killer instinct. That is all. So you want to talk about Chris Paul being old? Okay, yeah, he's old. Monty's not at fault. No, Monty, listen, he carries some responsibility, and Monty would be the first person to tell you that. He's looking at his schemes, and he's looking at the way they're doing things and how he's coaching and how he's attacking each game. Monty's going to say, no, I do carry some of the faults on this. Of course, we all do. It's a team sport. So, George, take it easy on Randy. He's not head in sand. He's having faith that Monty knows what he's doing. These players will get healthy and everything will get brought back together. And, nothing to worry about. I'm a little more worried than he is. Keon's a little more worried than he is, but I don't think any of us are like, oh, God, turn out the lights. Party's over.
I have some issues, and I made sure to say it exactly like that because what George said was there are glaring issues, and I don't think they're glaring.
27 games into a season, George. 27.
And you're 16 and 11. Okay. So like there are some issues.
There's some issues. They're going to get corrected. It's a long season. What are there? 80 games in an NBA season?
82.
Okay. 82 games. And we're 27 games in. Everybody relax. Take it easy.
We're not at the All-Star break yet.
No,
it's
going to be okay.
More important than anything, the Lakers, they lost 3 in a row before they finally beat the Pistons. So burn in hell, Lakers. You're 11 and 15. That's all that matters.
And-
the
And
Lakers still suck.
specifically, I said, Suns struggle with a specific kind of guy. And Jeffrey made a great point. How many of that guy is in the league? Well, there's like 4 of them. The other teams out there don't have these issues that present, and the Suns just happen to play the team with the kind of guy that they struggle with 4 games in a row.
So listen, we have to take a break. When we come back, trust me, we're going to get into that big steaming pile of NFL stuff. We're all the way till 6 p.m. because we were not able to carry that game tonight because Cardinals stuff, right? But we're going to talk about all the games. We're going to talk about tonight. But I also want to give you guys a heads up on a way you could win some Super Bowl tickets. Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Sun Devil men's basketball is better in person. Suit up in your best maroon and gold and catch the Sun Devils at Desert Financial Arena on December 18th against San Diego for the annual Teddy Bear Toss. Or join us on New Year's Eve when ASU hosts Arizona. The Sun Devils will then open the new year when they face Washington State January 5th and Washington on Sunday, January 8th. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And now Martha Stewart for Skechers. When I make a dish or embark on a craft project, I always use the finest, most fabulous ingredients and materials. Which is why, when it comes to footwear, I love Skechers. Because Skechers is the comfort technology company and uses the most luxurious, innovative materials and designs to make wondrously comfortable footwear with all the fits and features like Arch Fit and Skechers' world-famous air-cooled memory foam. It's exactly the way I'd make shoes.
Find Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Did you hear Jacobs and Helly?
Tiger goes out there and he basically says that Greg Norman needs to go and then gave an update on his health. Here comes the idiot, Ashley Perez. Quote, literally why driving under the influence is illegal. Thank God he didn't kill anyone. See, I will challenge Pat Perez and his mouthy, imbecile wife. If my guy loses, I'll retire. He loses, he retires.
Jacobs and Helly, weekday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
And I'm going to go play ping pong with Cal and Cowherd. And if I win, he retires. If he wins, I retire. Oh, where are we on? Oh, sorry. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. This just feel like there's just not enough toothpaste being used for Cal and Cowherd. Just a lot of teeth. What are we doing here? Oh, yeah. Straight Striper says, you guys better not get fired. It'll be like January 6th all over again outside of the radio station. I really doubt that. But promise? That would be, send us a video. I just, don't kill anyone. That's all I'm going to say. 888-368-1580. I would be really surprised if that were true. Navy Brad says, greetings, best radio show on earth. Hey, official protest in League 5. Speedo Phil had 5 players off again. Please disregard his record at the season end. Yeah, well, if that's the sort of stuff that's happening, then he's going to get completely ejected from the entire system. I mean, look, Hook'em Hottie is all ready to go. I could probably get her in that league right now if she wanted. So I guess people got to let me know when those things are happening sooner, because if we see them sooner, we can put somebody else in that league. But it gets later on in the season when it happens, then you're kind of like, well, now it's not fair if we switch it up because the people who got the easy wins before we realized what was happening, it's not fair to the people who then have to play against somebody legit. So, like I said, beginning of the season, when you see it happening, easy to handle. Later, not as much. Mr. Pringle says, good thing the Suns didn't have Evan or they would have lost in regulation. Lakers suck. Okay, you gotta stop calling him Evan. He's playing good defense lately, Pringle. Come on. We've had this conversation before. All right, I promised I would tell you guys how you could win some Super Bowl tickets. Obviously not from us. We don't have any. So don't even ask for Super Bowl tickets because 1580 The Fanatic has 0 Super Bowl tickets. I don't think we're even going to have Puppy Bowl tickets. So don't even ask for in the Lingerie Bowl, right out. Forget it. We have no tickets for any of those 3 things. No Puppy Bowl, no Lingerie Bowl, no Super Bowl. Got it? Okay. So don't even ask. Now listen, you could win some Super Bowl tickets in a different way. All right. This might be dumb. It might be a dumb way, but it depends on how desperate you are to get to the game. Like say one of your teams are in there, or you just always wanted to go to a Super Bowl. But here's what you got to do. Doritos is having a thing where they'll give away 2 tickets to the Super Bowl.
I love Doritos.
And all you got to do is shave a Dorito-shaped triangle into your head.
I love Doritos.
So shave a triangle into your head. I don't know where, top, back, wherever. And then you also have to come up with a name for your haircut. It's a part of the hashtag name that triangle thing. And you post
the
a picture.
Habanero Hillbilly.
Okay, that's a good one. So you could post the photo of the triangle shaved into your head and then say hashtag name that triangle, hashtag entry, and then call it the Habanero Hillbilly.
But I like the nacho cheese though.
All right. What? Listen, you figure out your entry. I'm just trying to help everybody, get the info on how they could try to win.
I love the nacho cheese Doritos.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. So the whole thing is based off the Buffalo Bills linebacker Von Miller, who's been rocking a triangle hairdo for a while. His whole head is shaved except for a triangle of hair in the back. So I guess you could either you shave the triangle bald spot, or you shave everything else off and leave just a triangle there, whatever works for you. But Von Miller says it represents manifestation, enlightenment, revelation, and a higher perspective. But now that Doritos is paying him for this, it represents money. So somebody at Frito-Lay says, wow, that looks like a Dorito. That's how this whole thing happened. So you got until January 15th to shave a triangle into your head anywhere you like, come up with the name, tag them in your posts. Like I said, you have to include hashtag name that triangle, hashtag entry, and then give it your name. So
if I go and maybe I go bigger and I color it nacho cheese color.
That couldn't hurt. But and you've got a good Habanero Hillbilly. Put on a pair, put on your apron for grilling and stand there like that, or get some. Do you have any overalls? That might help.
No, I don't have any.
The Habanero Hillbilly. So now there's some ideas that were already put out there that you can't use.
All right.
Somebody put on Von Rito, Triangle of Hope, V for Vendetta, and Nacho Von Fromage. I think we could do better. I think Randy just did. You're killing it, Randy. Make sure you post that for somebody steals your idea.
What about
just saying.
Nacho Randy?
Yeah, you could do that, but I think you'll run out of space. The tweet only has so many letters. If you record a video of you doing that, that might help you.
Video.
Yeah, so have the picture, but also have the video where you say the name so they know how it goes.
Randy.
I like that. Mr. Pringle
Randito.
says,
Nacho Randito. See, you got
Randito. Yeah, Dorito Randito.
See.
Mr. Pringle says, my favorite triangle ain't a Dorito, and I sure as hell hope it ain't red. Well, it just depends. How good are you? Hans Gruber says, gonna hold Nakatomi Plaza hostage until I get 4 Super Bowl tickets. Your move. If you're going to be Hans Gruber in every text, I'm going to have to get Alan Rickman's voice on this. I wish there was an Alan Rickman voice generator where you just type in what you wanted him to say and it says it. Because I don't think I could even do a Alan Rickman voice. I mean, that's just such a distinctive voice all by itself. Yeah, it's so sad he died. That sucks. King Kitten says, I can see it now. A gaggle of protesting listeners with signs and a bullhorn on the dry fountain in the courtyard outside the station. And well, then why do you throw pitchforks for Bruce Jacobs into this? He it has nothing to do with him. I'm talking about if we get fired. Mr. Pringle, thank you. 888-368-1580. So there you go. I gave you some way of getting some Super Bowl tickets. That's it. I don't know. That's all I got. Hefty Lefty, are you going to work the? I'm not Hefty Lefty. Heavy Metal Maniac, are you going to work the game selling beverages so you can at least be there and watch some of the game? I don't know how that works for you, Heavy Metal Maniac. All right. So before we get on to the NFL professional football, let's talk for a moment about your Heisman winner, my future quarterback on the Colts. Maybe, possibly.
Oh, Caleb Williams.
Could it be just maybe?
Well, it depends. Do you want to tank for another year?
Well, he's not ready to come. He got the Heisman and he's staying in school.
Well, because
you fool!
You got to be out of high school 3 years, and it's only been 2. He's sophomore. Yeah.
Well,
so
I'm saving that second batch of tanking for Archie Manning. So. All right. Well, what do you think? Did the right guy win? Did the right guy win the Heisman Trophy?
I mean, I personally have a preference for just the defenses that CJ Stroud went against, but Caleb Williams accounted for 47 touchdowns, either throwing or running. So I don't have a problem with him winning the Heisman Trophy at all. I just thought that he didn't play the toughest defenses all year long. He did have some tough games where obviously he overcame and USC handled business. But I thought that for the most part, he played weaker defenses than the other Heisman candidates. But that being said, when you put up 47 in the air on the ground, you're a damn good quarterback, man. You're a damn good quarterback. And that team wouldn't be anywhere near what they were this year without him.
How many Heisman finalists are going to still stay in college, and then how many are going to end up available? I mean, I think most of them are going to be available, right? Or I just need a quarterback. That's
what's his name? John Montgomery IV from the Georgia Bulldogs. He's going to win another national championship.
Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, but John Montgomery IV.
You don't have to tank for Stetson Bennett. He's not going in the first round of the draft.
No,
I don't want anybody I don't have to tank for because we're tanking. That's it. Okay, it's a done deal. We're tanking, so don't talk to me about not tanking.
It's Caleb Williams. But listen, there were other guys out there. I don't think it should have been 4 quarterbacks. What about Bijan Robinson from University of Texas? How about that guy?
Yeah,
doesn't he deserve consideration as one of the best athletes in college football?
Blake Corum at Michigan, the running back. I mean, Blake Corum was awesome. I know he got hurt, but he was awesome all year long.
What about T.J. Hooker? TJ Hooker, he should have been in there in the conversation. That's what I said. That's what I said.
Headley.
But that's the thing is when you got a year where there are this many quarterbacks putting up big numbers, like those are the guys that are just going to be the finalists because they generate all the numbers.
Randy, I love you like a brother, but stop friggin' wasting my time. I need a quarterback. All right. I don't care.
I don't think you're going to get one. In this class.
The last mock draft I saw
CJ Stroud. You got CJ Stroud. You got
tanking.
What's that kid from Kentucky? You got
Levis.
that kid.
Actually, I saw Levis to the Colts in the last mock draft I saw.
He's not only a quarterback, he's also a damn crooner. All the women
Randy.
will be following him.
Randy, hold on. What did you say, Ken?
I saw Levis to the Colts in the last mock draft I was looking at.
Is that a career quarterback? Is that a franchise quarterback? Is that the savior for my Colts?
I think so, yeah. I mean, he is your prototypical NFL guy. As much as I like Bryce Young, as much as I like CJ Stroud, they're on the smaller side.
If I'm tanking, I want the best.
Levis checks all of the boxes that scouts rave about him.
I want the best. Who's the best? They can walk into the Colts and say, "Oh crap, they're going to win a Super Bowl."
I look. I think it's Bryce Young.
All right, so let's just focus on.
I know he's
that.
on the smaller side. He's 6'1", but
that's a mountain taller than Kyler Murray. I'm okay with 6'1". So let's just focus our energies on that, okay? So don't waste my time with consolation prizes. Damn it, my team is tanking, and we're tanking with a purpose. So get out of here with this weak sauce Levis, whatever his name is.
The reason why Levis
give me the best
is the Colts are currently projected to finish 7th, or with the 7th pick.
Projected for. Listen,
So
let me give you a little preview here because we were going to wait and talk the NFL for a little bit. But hear me tell you right now, Jeff Saturday is putting Matt Ryan back in. He sees no problems in continuing with him. And let me tell you right now, he doesn't even know he's tanking. That's how brilliant Jim Irsay is. They fired Frank Reich, and then they did some stuff, and now we're not. There's no way. There's no way we're going to have the pick. We're going to get the number one pick. We're going to trade up. We're going to get what was the guy you said I should have? Bryce Young.
Lyle Levitt.
Lyle Levitt. What?
Yeah, he's a crooner, but he's also a quarterback apparently.
Well, what's his name again, Ken?
Will Levis was the guy we were talking about earlier, but no, Bryce Young. Bryce Young is what I mentioned.
Bryce Young. All right, that's it. That's all I want.
How are you going to get up in front of the Texans? They're clearly the worst team in football.
Okay, understand something. They're there because they're not bright. Okay, we can easily confuse them. I can get that pick. We will trade them Matt Ryan for that pick. They will take it. That's how bad. You not remember how bad the Texans are at trades? May I not?
Yeah, it's just everybody
over here at JJ Watt or I'm sorry, DeAndre Hopkins
well,
and
both really.
All of this.
I get that the Texans are bad at trades. However, the people who are making those trades have been fired. They no longer work for the team.
Chin, he's with Alabama now.
Damn it! All the bad things happen to me. All right. Well, whatever the case, we're going to figure this out. But we're tanking, so I don't want to hear anything about lesser people. We're going for the gold. We're going for the gold.
So,
yes, sir.
Not Lyle Levitt for you.
No, not
this
if
guy's
going to
win. This guy's going to win the rookie talent.
I mean, props to anybody who can bag, young Julia Roberts looking the way he did. Okay,
there you go.
2 thumbs up. Outside of that, I want my next Andrew Luck that won't be murdered and leave. Okay, that's all I'm asking for. Heavy Metal Maniacs is on the text line. Says, "Yeah, I'm hoping to get back to work in time for the Super Bowl. I'm still recovering from my surgery. I'm still yet to have a second surgery, which should be within the next week or two. Recovery time there, 6 weeks, should put me back in time for the Super Bowl." Well, we're pulling for you, Heavy Metal Maniacs. I tell you what, if anybody deserves to be at a Super Bowl, slinging his beers and having some fun, it's you, my friend. We're all pulling for you. Hope you get better soon.
What Heavy Metal Maniac? What are you getting the surgery?
He's getting the undercoating. Usually they charge extra for that, but they got to put him up on the rack and then. It's just part of the deal.
All right.
Big George says, "How about the Cardinals? What do they need to do to get a good quarterback in the draft?"
Big George, you know what the hell they need to do. They need to fire the damn coach and the scouting department and the player development people. They need to fire them all. And Steve Keim needs to go away. And then they got to get some real people in there.
Listen, we're going to talk about just that because, of course, if we talk about the Cardinals hosting the New England Patriots, of course, everything that's wrong with the Cardinals is going to come up. So in a little bit, we are going to have a conversation about something I came across on compare.bet, a story by Kyle Odgaard. Oh, my God. That's it. Oh, you're going to love this, Randy. It's good. But before we do all that, I want to keep it with the college sports. And hey, what the hell is up with your basketball coach there, Keon? The old Chris Beard there over at Texas. He got arrested on felony assault charge. Here's what it said: alleged strangulation of a family member.
Yeah, that's all the information that we have. But I am stunned. I because he just didn't strike me as that kind of guy, but here we are. And I obviously will wait for the facts to come out and all of that stuff. But man,
you go from being number 2 and you're like feeling good going to play Rice. And now what just happened?
Yeah. And he's the guy that when they hired him, I thought, wow, this is a fantastic hire. You know, he coached Texas Tech to the NCAA final. They didn't win, but I was like, this guy's an incredible basketball coach. And sure enough, he started at Texas, got the team on track. This is the best Texas basketball team I've seen in a very long time. I was very excited. And now I have to figure out whether or not I can even root for my coach because he might be an awful human being.
Well, it's in Austin, right? This happened. I don't know who the family member was, but whoever it was, wife, teenage son, I don't know what. Do you think in Texas he will be acquitted if that person before he strangled them said did one of these, the horns down thing that you hate so much.
I don't like that I'm seeing it right now, but look, I
got to demonstrate.
Well, you don't have to demonstrate.
Is it like this?
When you say the
is this it?
That is not it. If you
this is it.
That's
that
would be the one.
Down.
Look,
okay.
Yeah.
You see how Keon gets now? Imagine if they did that. His own family did that to him.
The description of what it is also what it's called. So you didn't have to do it.
Strangulation?
No, the horns down. But
it's probably horns down.
Oh boy. So the point is, look, if someone gave him the horns down, they may let him go. That's a perfectly acceptable reason to go off in Texas. I think.
I feel like it's probably
bylaws.
not going to be that, but whatever. I think that you've just seen him coach his last game. I hope they've got some good assistants because, he's getting fired, right? Right? Maybe. Keon, did you lose your headphones?
Yeah, accidentally unplugged it. I tried to stretch my leg out and then unplugged.
Don't try to avoid this uncomfortable conversation by faking unplugging your headphones.
No, I didn't fake it. I legitimately couldn't hear what you said.
Coach Chris Beard is going to prison.
I mean, he's looking at up to 2 to 10 years in prison for that if he's found guilty for it. And of course, they do have a nice clause in his contract where if he does anything that reflects poorly on the university, criminal or not, he can be fired.
If you strangle somebody that did not hook them horns down to you, then you are no longer welcome here. If they hook them horns down to you, we can talk.
That is a good Texas accent. And that's that is where we stand on this. I saw the picture of him in his mugshot. It looked absolutely miserable. I don't know what could have set that off. I have no idea. I feel like I'm kind of floating here because I was supposed to be able to root for Texas basketball and actually enjoy it, because usually what happens is Texas basketball is they have a good team, but never a great team. They go to the NCAA tournament. They lose in the first round. This was the first year where I thought, they could go to a Final Four. I was really excited about that. So
he's got the team off to their best, best record in several years, 7-1, and he's in the second year of his 7-year guaranteed contract of $5 million per year.
And then in this past weekend, they were playing Arkansas Pine Bluff and just beat the hell out of them. I was just like, okay, they're handling business, because in the past, that's the kind of trap game they would lose.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, let us know what the real story is when you find out. You know what I'm saying? You let us know what if he strangled an uncle. Okay, maybe it's not so bad, because we've all wanted to strangle an uncle, But if it's a kid or a wife, well then
then you got real problems. Yeah.
So Heavy Metal Maniac says, well, Randy, back in the day, they took out part of my colon. Then I had a colonoscopy. All that came back clear. That means they can reverse my ostomy and put my colon back together.
Hey, man, good for you. I wish nothing but the best for you.
So you're going from a semicolon back to a full colon. Good job, man. Hans Gruber says 24-14 Cardinals with 2 rushing touchdowns from Kyler Murray. That is his prediction on the game tonight. Don't worry, we are going to talk about that game here in just a little bit. We got all the games still to talk about. We have all the way till 6 p.m. to do it. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And now Martha Stewart for Skechers.
When I make a dish or embark on a craft project, I always use the finest, most fabulous ingredients and materials. Which is why, when it comes to footwear, I love Skechers. Because Skechers is the comfort technology company and uses the most luxurious, innovative materials and designs to make wondrously comfortable footwear with all the fits and features like Arch Fit and Skechers' world-famous air-cooled memory foam. It's exactly the way I'd make shoes.
Find Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the 6-pack? Bingo. That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Cardinal Art has this update. He says, hey, from what I hear, Jeffco, the accuser is Beard's wife, and she demands all charges be dropped and him being released immediately. Well, okay, well, that doesn't mean he didn't do it. So whatever the case, whether she's worried about the money or she's worried about whatever, if he did the thing, then he should go to jail for it. So
and at the very least,
you don't always take the word of the victim, because sometimes the victim has their, there's some point, there's no going back once you've rung that bell. You know what I mean? And hey, Randy, we're on the air. What do you
I was also going to say, look, if he may not have anything happen to him criminally as a result, if in fact they listen to what she says and drops the charges. But I don't want to root for him as my basketball coach. I that's a hard line for me. I can't do that. I just don't like people who involved with the domestic abuse and assault. And look, if between now and some point in the future, you get the chance to look back on that and go, I was a terrible person and I should not have done that. People can grow and change, but right now, no, you can't be the head coach of Texas basketball right now.
And in fairness to anybody and everybody involved, we don't have the full story. So we can also wait on that, I guess. Hamilton Porter says, beat the hell out of Pine Bluff. Poor choice of words, Keon.
In a basketball sense, damn it. Leave me alone.
Pinocchio says, I'm heading to the game, boys. Let's go Patriots, he says. Let's go Patriots. Come on, man. We're going to talk about the Cardinals here in just a few moments. Before I do, I just want to see, has there been any update on Mike Leach's condition? He was in critical condition last time I looked. They're just saying a personal health issue. I don't know what his actual...
It was a heart attack. From what
They did say heart attack? Okay.
Yeah, from what I read later.
So yeah, he's 61 years old, had I guess a pretty good heart attack there. And now, what's the last prognosis? He's going to be okay.
Last thing I saw, Jeffrey, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I saw just a few moments ago during the break that they have moved him into end of life care.
Oh my God! Seriously?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's not a candidate, maybe for another ticker.
No, they're waiting on the final call.
Oh my God! So you're saying he's already kind of gone?
They have moved him into a hospice type care. According to Twitter that I saw, which was from the university. So,
wow, well, that's a shame. Well, that guy was a character.
Trying to respect the family's privacy at this time. It doesn't look. It looks very, very bleak at this moment.
Man alive. Well, that is very sad to hear. Well, keep us posted on that when you see something pop up there, Keon. 888-368-1580. So let's now move our attention to what Pinocchio said about Go Patriots and all that, what Berg said about Go Patriots and all that. And now here's the thing. As we're looking at the game tonight, now last Friday, Thursday, we did our picks, and I picked the New England Patriots to win. And I'm starting to kind of have doubts about that pick. I might actually change my pick to the Arizona Cardinals because, we do those picks on Thursday, but I continue to do research and read up and see what's going on. And as bad a shape as the Cardinals have been in, I just kind of started to feel like, wow, but you got DeAndre Hopkins, you got talent on the Cardinals, you got a pretty good defense. And I'm sort of leaning towards saying the Patriots have a good defense, but they don't have the kind of offense that's going to be able to put up a bunch of points on the Cardinals defense. I'm just kind of in conflict. Yeah. So it maybe tell me if I'm crazy. I think I might be choosing the Cardinals now instead of the Patriots. So you guys either talk me into or out of it. I want to hear your thoughts.
Well, I'm going with the Cardinals. Kind of wavered on that, but just I'm going to stick with it. And the reason why is just because I'm not really thrilled about the Patriots offense. It's not particularly potent. They don't threaten you. I think the Cardinals secondary is one that if you challenge it, you could score on them, but I just don't see the Patriots doing it. And I don't know if that's a limitation of Mac Jones or a limitation of the play callers.
Well, there's also a matter of big play ability. And as flawed as Kyler is, itty bitty behind the pocket, as flawed as there are some schemes, as you have heard, there's just those moments where, man, if he chucks that ball at the right time and DeAndre Hopkins is there, he's going to get it kind of thing. There is more big play ability coming from the Cardinals than from the Patriots. And again, you look at the pluses and the minuses. Okay. So Arizona has a hit and miss offense and they got a pretty good defense. Patriots have a good defense and a hit and miss offense. All things together, I'm feeling the Cardinals, man. I can't remember. Oh, that's right. You did pick the Cardinals, didn't you, Randy?
I did. Yes. I always pick the Cardinals, and I will continue to ride with the Cardinals until I pass away.
What do you think of my speculation here and drifting back towards the Cardinals?
Well, I think I don't know what to expect from Bill Belichick and the Patriots. I'll be honest with you. It's just kind of like Tom Brady. I mean, this weekend I thought Tom Brady and the Bucs were going to play the 49ers hard, and they ended up getting whooped. And tonight, I think the Patriots, coming off a bye week, would be the great pick. But you don't know. I mean, the way they floundered this year in their offense, their defense have been okay. Defense has kept them in games on a few occasions. I mean, but their offense just really hasn't clicked. Is the off week what they needed for James Conner and for DeAndre Hopkins to get well? Rondale Moore,
Hollywood Brown.
I mean,
I need
Hollywood
James
Brown.
Conner to have a muted game, please.
Well, all I'm saying is, what do you expect from this Cardinals team? I don't know what to expect. I will take them just like Berg takes his Patriots, and I respect that. But I don't have a good reason to give you other than the Cardinals are coming off a bye week.
I think I'm going to change my pick to the Cardinals. I think I'm going to do it. I may regret that later, but I think I am. I'll see if the super fans in the fourth dimension can talk me into or out of it. 888-368-1580. Some will try to talk me into it because they want to see me lose a pick. So, Boomer Sooner says, good day, Blender Nation. Jeffrey, I know you don't like us talking about ourselves. That's not true. Okay, Boomer Sooner, nobody cares about your fantasy football. In fact, we talk too much about our own fantasy football. And as we're doing it, I remember nobody cares about your fantasy football. So I apologize for talking too much about our fantasy football earlier. That's the only thing. So Boomer, you can talk all about yourselves all you want, especially on this. He says, I just had a birthday. I'm 67 years old.
Hey,
happy birthday, Boomer.
Happy birthday, man.
He says, I think I'm the grandpa probably of Blender Nation. Well, I don't know. I think we got older than 67. Anybody out there older than Boomer Sooner? I think we've done this before. It's just you're too old to remember. 888-368-1580. We'll see if there's anybody older than Boomer Sooner at 67. If you end up being the oldest listener in the audience, I mean, you're already a Hall of Famer. I'll put the designation next to your name, OG, not for original gangster, for old guy. So there you go. Anybody older than 67, 888-368-1580. It's Patrick says, oh, come on, Jeffrey, stay with me. Stick with the New England Patriots. Well, tell me why. Tell me what we just all talked about here. It should, persuade me to stay with the Patriots. I feel like we've got some very compelling reasons to go with the Cardinals right now. King Kitten says, why would have Texas men's hoops coach Chris Beard assaulted Mike Leach? No. I think you're confusing two stories. That did not happen. Pinocchio says, boo, Jeffrey, shun the pick changer. Since the very beginning of picks, we have said right up till game time, anyone, you, me, everybody, able to change their picks during the game, it locks. You can't do that even if you wanted to. So why are you shunning me for changing my pick? Is it because you are a Patriots fan or you just want to boo me? I feel like you just want to boo me. Let's see. Hans Gruber says, Randy, is my Carl Vresky ride or die Cardinals? What? Wait, Randy is my Carl Vresky ride or die Cardinals. Does that make sense to you?
No. Carl Vresky?
Vresky? I just brought the show to a screeching halt right there. He's dead. Oh, wow. Did you ever go deep dive on Die Hard? Yeah, Carl Vresky was a East German terrorist thief and Hans Gruber's second in command. He was Tony's older brother and savagely attempted to kill John McClane many times to avenge his brother's life. Okay. Wow. I love Die Hard, and that was a deep dive.
I never remember that guy's name. Honest to God.
Why would you? Hamilton Porter says, guys, how about the Lions' new tight end, Penny Sewell? Penny Sewell.
And that was an awesome play. I mean, you got the left tackle lining up as a tight end, and then he rolls out there, and Goff kind of overthrows him a little bit, and the big left tackle goes up and high points the football and brings it down and picks up the first down. Yeah, no, that was awesome.
Yeah,
it was one of my favorite plays of the weekend.
Tiger Paws says, do we really have to admit our age? Well, no, you're not 67 or older. So, and even then, you don't have to admit anything. So you're a lady, and I would never ask. Tiger Paws. Twitty, it says, doesn't matter who you pick, you'll be blamed either way. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. I'll be jinxing somehow, somewhere, someone. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't care, Twitty. He says, yeah. My team will lose. Average Joe says, did you guys watch Sunday Night Football? When is the NFL going to go to two-hand touch in the quarterbacks? That was some soft. Which part are you talking about? I also saw, what was his name? Mike White get folded like a damn yoga mat. I mean, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Was there a flag for that? I don't think there was.
I don't recall seeing
one.
one.
It was a clean hit, man.
Yeah,
it was a clean hit.
Yeah, clean and vicious hit. Oh, that sent that guy to the hospital.
But we've seen hits where the guy, it looked worse than it was, but the hit was clean, and out come all the flags. So I really thought there was going to be, something for Mike. Nope, because your name is Mike White. That's why.
Not Tom Brady. Boogie says, I'm 24. You're a liar. Tiger Paws says, thank you, Jeffrey, but what? You're not older than 67. I have met you. It's impossible. You're a liar too then. Big George says, isn't Randy grandpa the fourth dimension at 77?
I'm 61. Be 61 in February. Thank you, Big George.
Yeah, we'll get Randy a step stool to slap the bleep out of you next time he sees you.
Thanks, Big George.
What is necessary?
Give Randy 16 more years on himself now than he has. I mean, what are you doing?
Thank you.
I think we should all just we should all beat the hell out of George next time we see him. Just like invite him to something all kind and everything, and then just jump him. We probably will still lose. He'll be like swinging around like Andre the Giant, But we should at least try, in Randy's defense.
I'll do it for Randy.
The more I talk about it, the less I think
it just seems like a worse idea every few seconds.
We love you, Randy, but I don't think that's going to happen. Now that we have thought about it.
Granted.
The Jet says, gentlemen, I have a few extra tickets for Cardinals game tonight. Sorry you guys have to work, or I'd invite you. You dirtbag. I really thought he was going to give us some tickets. Stockton Slap says, I'm 28 with the knees of a 68-year-old. So is that you saying you're 68, or you feel like 28, or did you actually have like some sort of really bizarrely bad idea knee transplant? Tiger Paws claims that she's 74. I still don't believe you.
Doubtful.
But I
I've
don't buy
met
it.
you in purpose.
I don't buy it. Either that or
I think
she
you
looks-
just want the OG next to your name.
Yeah.
I don't believe you. And with that, that is 1 hour down and 2 to go. When we come back, let's talk about these Arizona Cardinals from the point of view of a guy. We'll talk later.
This week at Staples, save 40% on.
Thanks for your business this year.
Save 40% on.
Happy holidays, Nana.
Save 40% on.
You are cordially invited.
Right now at Staples, you can save 40% on custom printed holiday cards and invitations. So you can say, thanks for a great year. Happy holidays. Or come on over, all for less. For everything you need printed this holiday, go to Staples, the working and learning store. In-store and online. Ends 12/17. Exclusions and restrictions apply.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Remember when you could go to the doctor and actually leave feeling better? Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Katz. The problem with our healthcare system is the focus on the system and not on your healthcare. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum healthcare using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men and women's health. We help people find relief when other doctors have failed. Our naturopathic doctors can restore your pain-free life using cutting-edge regenerative treatments. We can also help restore balance to your immune, digestive, and hormonal systems. Addressing your cause can also improve both mental and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working for you, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call us. We're the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, Arizona at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161, or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Distracted driving kills in Arizona. Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. We are with you tonight until 6 p.m. because the Arizona Cardinals are on the Monday Night Football, which means we don't get to air it. Some other station gets to air that, but whatever. So you get 30 extra minutes of Daily Blender goodness right there in your ear hole, so you can enjoy that. All right. So here's the thing. Earlier, I had said, boy, I had picked the Patriots, but now I'm starting to think, ooh, maybe I should change that pick to the Cardinals. And I feel like most people agree that is probably a good call, except for Patriot fans. I'm taking that with a grain of salt. But yeah, I'm feeling it. Pinocchio says, I'm a lifelong Pats fan. Boomer Sooner says, Keon, when you say I have 16 years on Randy, I feel old, man. Say a prayer for my granddaughter. Her boyfriend is taking her to the Monday night game. Okay.
And that's a bad thing, or
yes. Is he not a fan of the Cardinals?
Or is she trouble? You know, is she the one that's going to get drunk and arrested or something? I don't know what you're talking about, man. King Kitten says this is the 40th anniversary of the snowplow game in New England, 1982. Sorry, Big George, if that's your story. Don Shula's still angry about that. It wasn't Bill Belichick, but yeah, the snowplow that kind of went whoop and made that pass to benefit the kicker is a thing that people are still grumbling about today. But no snow tonight. It's all happening at the State Farm Stadium. Boomer Sooner says, have you been to a football game wearing the opposing team's jersey? You know, here's the thing. You can go to a Cardinals game wearing an opposing team's jersey and feel pretty safe. I mean, somebody might jibber jabber you a little bit, but I don't think you're going to get shanked like at Dodger Stadium or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I've been there in opposing jerseys. It's had been a big thing. I mean, I don't know, Keon, have you over at, is that a problem over there at the sewage field? I mean, FedEx Field?
No, in fact, opposing teams take over that stadium so often. It's actually it's weird if it's just Washington fans.
So all the Washington fans just like, just be quiet, just leave me.
Yeah, it's just like, look, we're not paying
They'll be
for this. We know what this stadium is. They didn't know what they were paying for when they showed up to FedEx. Everybody else does. So usually, no, they get outnumbered. I've also been to a Falcons game wearing opposing gear, and Falcons fans are really nice.
Randy, have you gone to an opposing team's field wearing your jersey?
Yeah, I went to Petco Park in San Diego. I was wearing my Diamondbacks gear. It was a game between the Padres and Diamondbacks. It was about 5 years ago, maybe more, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, you just got to be smart. You got to be smart about where you try that.
Nobody gave me a hard time. I mean, they were teasing me when the Padres are coming up in the in the bottom of the ninth. Oh, we're gonna get you guys now, But I think the Padres stood behind us and ranted and was pointing at us and laughing. So.
Yeah, if you wear the jersey, you get what you get, right?
You get what you get.
888-368-1580. Navy Brad says the snowplow driver was on parole for that game 40 years ago. And by the way, stick to your pick, Jeffrey. It's the right thing to do. Well, right thing to do based on what? Based on your opinion that the Patriots are going to win? Or you think I'm wrong to change my pick? Everybody on this show will change their picks before game time if they think that's the thing to do. Right, guys? I mean,
yeah.
Change your pick.
I do it all the time. This past week is actually the first week I didn't change anything. So it just... as you make the pick,
I bet you wish you did now.
But then you continue to look stuff up, research, dig into things. If someone gets injured, that's obviously going to change the pick. If someone who was unhealthy gets activated to play, that's going to change your pick. That kind of stuff.
King Kittens wants you to know that tonight's game is on Channel 5 in Arizona, additionally to the ESPN. Why is that? I wonder why that is. That's weird. Is it the local market kind of thing? Could be, King Kittens. All right. Well, thanks for the update. Big George says, thanks for ruining on this date. Come on, George. You know damn well I wasn't using that one. Tron Slater says, there's a Cardinals game today? I thought the season was over back in week 2 of 1998.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you, Tron.
Sorry. Yes. That was funny. Hefty Lefty says, every time I go to the Suns versus Lakers, I wear my Lakers jersey, and yeah, I feel right at home. Oh, yeah, I've gone to the Suns versus Lakers back in the past. I heckled Kobe Bryant, and then some girl threatened to stab me, but I never felt like I was unsafe. You know what I mean? I probably should have thought that one through, but whatever. Pickle D says, I sat on the Gators side of the Georgia-Florida game this year as a Dogs fan. They tried to get me kicked out for cheering too loud. Well, that's just petty.
Yeah, but college football is like that.
Petty. Hans Gruber says, Jeffrey, come to the dark side. We have cookies and bourbon. Ooh, I do like both of those things. Ooh. Wait, which is the dark side? Is it the Cardinals side or is it the Patriots side? Navy Brad says, keep your pick. It's an advice from a Vikings fan. I still don't understand what he's trying to say. I don't understand. It's Patrick says, gentlemen, 3 jerseys that I don't have and will never have. Diamondbacks, Red Sox, Patriots. Why those 3 specifically, Patrick. I know you're a Patriots. Are you a Patriots? Well, you're not a Patriots fan then. I'm confused by you, Patrick. Why don't you explain that a little better? Tiger Paws says, hey, I won my arena pool last night, and I'm in a 3-way tie for my other pool. So sweating my pick for tonight, too. What is your pick for tonight, Tiger Paws? Did you tell me that earlier? I don't think you did. What's your pick? All right. Well, that's all happening. Let's talk about something I saw on compare.bet. Kyle Odgaard did a story. And I guess his story is about another journalist by the name of Jordan Schultz, an NFL insider. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. And so Jordan Schultz got this from some inside people. Longtime NFL personnel staffer on Cardinals GM Steve Keim said, Keim's a fan. He's been able to keep that job because of his relationship with Michael Bidwell, but he's not a football savant or even a football mind. He is not a leader. And well, that sounds very familiar, doesn't it? That sounds like the kind of stuff you've heard on this show for quite some time, mostly because we're not paid to say nice things about the Arizona Cardinals like other stations. So this Jordan Schultz guy, he just went to town. And so I guess when Kyle Odgaard got to sit down with him and asked him for follow-up stuff, oh man, a lot of stuff came out. And he even was sticking up for Cliff Kingsbury in some of this, saying, yeah, Kingsbury is a good offensive mind who's stuck in a no-win situation for an owner and a GM who don't have a clue how to properly run a professional organization. Now, my curiosity is, why is he being generous with Steve Keim? Because we've seen that he's a two-dimensional coach. And I don't think that is based on the personnel that had been set before him. I think I'm probably going to disagree with Jordan Schultz on that, but hey, he's an insider. So let's see what else he said. I guess he was asked what the national perception of Steve Keim and Michael Bidwell are. And he says, well, it's not good. Going to focus more on Keim when I say that, though. Anytime a franchise continues to make the same mistakes, and I don't think he's really had over the last several years a direction of what he wants to do. Feels like every draft is its own entity. There's no cohesion. And more importantly, there's a sense of lack of professionalism that Keim exudes. I don't know if he's going to keep his job or not. I don't know if he's going to get fired. But if you're asking me, what do the teams think? They look at Steve Keim like he's a fan. He's attached himself smartly to the owner, who hasn't gotten rid of him yet, despite a ton of mistakes. He's nice enough not to mention the DUI, isn't he? So listen, I like some of their young players, and he's done some nice things in the draft, but making Cliff the scapegoat is totally unfair. This is how it's been described to me. You're giving him a situation in which no coach is going to win because of his lack of leadership all the way in the front office. So as two-dimensional as we think as we think that Cliff Kingsbury is, you got to admit, this seems to have some credibility from everything we've seen and talked about, that Bidwell, nice guy, Keim has this guy suckered in, and Bidwell's a loyal person, but he doesn't know what he's looking at. And so now here we are.
Anytime I hear about the owner being involved in day-to-day operations of a football team, AKA Jerry Jones, it's a failure. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's a failure. You might have played, Pop Warner. You may have played some high school ball. Oh, you might have even played some D2 or even D1 ball, but that doesn't make you an NFL owner. NFL owners do not go and involve themselves in the day-to-day operations of a football franchise. That's the way that's the way the championships do. Do you see Robert Kraft getting involved in the day-to-day operations of the football program?
He has other hobbies that we already know about.
Well, I mean, so that's my point exactly. It's one thing to discuss some personnel options or contracts, but other than that, why do you need to be involved in the day-to-day operations, even down to the level of calling plays or having reviews of what the offense is going to do on a weekly? Don't do that.
You think Bidwell's doing that?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I was reading a report about he has meetings with Keim and with Cliff Kingsbury about play calls. And we've already seen this with Robert Sarver, and you've seen what happened when Sarver finally got the hell out of the way. Mr. Bidwell, I plead with you, get the hell out of the way. I know it's your football team, but this is something that you don't understand entirely. Yeah, okay, your dad and your granddad owned this team before and you've been around the NFL, okay, blah, 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 blah. We're all tired of it. Just go sit in your office and make some other decisions about how to make some more money to make this team better. Don't get involved with the play calls of this team. Don't get involved with the day-to-day operations of this ball club. At Steve Keim, we've already pinned the tail on the donkey. Ladies and gentlemen, we've already known this. He's not a good GM.
So Jordan Schultz is an NFL insider from something called The Score, if that helps you understand. So
Score's been around for a while.
Yeah, that's a reputable source, I'd say. So what do you make of this from the outside, Keon? I mean, I know you've been wrestling with your own horrific owner, and I think Michael Bedwell is a good man. I think he's a good guy. I think he means well. I think he's loyal. If you're his friend, he'll be loyal to you, and we've seen that loyalty really stretched by the activities of Steve Keim in the past, yet there he still is. So as an outsider from all this, Keon, what do you think?
Yeah, I just, when I look at Steve Keim, honestly, he reminds me of the former general manager of the Wizards in a lot of ways, where what Jordan Schultz said just was kind of on the nose, where there's not a plan. Yeah, he makes a bunch of decisions, and they're not necessarily all the worst decisions ever, but when you have certain decisions that you make, it causes maybe not enough cap room to be there when you sign certain guys, or when you make certain draft picks and they don't pan out, and you don't have a plan for what happens for when those guys don't pan out, then what do you do? And it just seems like he makes a pick, or he makes a signing, or he makes a trade, and then there's some kind of fallout from that. And his next move is to basically fix that. And so then the move after that is to fix the thing that he just screwed up fixing that. And so everything just winds up being a really short-term decision. And so sometimes you get good football players out of it, like Budda Baker, obviously a good football player, but sometimes it just puts the team in an even bigger hole than what you had before. Whereas you have some of these GMs, like, say what you want about somebody like Les Snead, but the guy has a plan. He has an idea of what he wants the Rams to be, and he had an idea of how he was going to get the Rams there.